everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed last week with Michaela. I absolutely loved that episode, and I just think you could really see Michaela's passion behind what she does. Like, a lot of people that are here to help you have been in the thick of it, they have been struggling, that they want to show you a better way where they can maybe possibly help you get to where you want to be that little bit quicker than doing it all by yourself and feeling so lonely and so isolated. Because Michaela was like in a really dark place. Like she was saying, she was really stuck with Lottie in her sleep, and she felt like the only mum in the world that was going through it. And we all know from listening to her story that she was not alone, but she felt it, and we all do that to ourselves. We all think we're the only person with the problem, and we feel there's something wrong with us, and there's not. And I love that Michaela just like investigated it and found an answer to be like, right, I don't want people to feel like this. That then she's created that mission and this project to make sure she can help more mums. Like, I just think that's absolutely amazing. And I see a little bit of myself in it as well. Hopefully it does not sound in a big-headed way, but this whole business started from me being like, I want to show women what they can do, because I did not know weight training was going to help me look and feel the way I feel. Like, this was 8 years ago. This was before Instagram was really a big thing and weight training was a big thing. And I was honestly in a horrible place, such a dark place. And I say to you guys all the time, I felt like I was at a crossroad where I could see my life one way and another way. And the way it was going, my clothes were not fitting anymore. I was going to have to buy a bigger size of clothing, and I was not happy about that. I was eating terribly. I was drinking a lot to like escape my thoughts. I was drinking a lot because I didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. I was drinking a lot because I was unhappy, basically. And I was being around a lot of the wrong people, and I just felt like a complete failure, and I just felt like my life was going nowhere. And then there was this other road, and I didn't know what that looked like, but I was like, I just feel like I've got so much more to give. Like, I just had this feeling in me like something needs to change, and I did not know what I was doing. I just went with it and just started to change and making simple little changes that have added up into so much. But like Michaela, like, there's so many things that I've done that were mistakes that I'm like, I just want to show women a simpler, easier way to do this, where we're not going to mess up your relationship with food. We are going to make it as fun as we possibly can, but we're also here to support you during the tough times, because it's normal to be hard. It is lonely when you're on a project, or when you're reaching a goal, or when you're doing anything. It can feel lonely, and you can feel like there's something wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with you. And that's why we've got this podcast, to talk about these tough things, because I want you guys to know you are not alone. And I also want you guys to know you are so much more capable than you realise. And like, I've came from that small, low confidence place. I've had no idea what I was doing, and I found a system that works, and I'm like, I want to help other women do this and go from such a low confidence place where you feel life's over, like this is just your life for the rest of the life now, and you give up and you're in your comfort zone and you don't know, you just feel like that's it. It's like, no, there's actually a better life out there for you, and there is actually more that you can do and achieve, and it all starts with you. And we want to look after your health. We want to get you fitter, we want to get you healthier, stronger, because we know that's going to build this tier of confidence. And if you're feeling more confident, other aspects of life are going to benefit. So that's what we're doing here. And I just loved how Michaela was doing that from a place of stuckness. And it's the same with me. I'm like, I don't want people to feel like that, and I don't want people to feel not good enough, because they can do more. And I think I'm really lucky that from seeing my mum doing her degree at an older age, and seeing the things she's done and achieved when she's older, makes me realise, like, oh my god, I have so much more life to give. Like, my mum thought she was old in her 30s. She almost gave up and just felt that was the way life was going to be, but she didn't. So that's why I'm like, she's done it, I know I can do it. And now I'm like, I know you guys can do it. And we try and do stuff like this on Lead Her all the time with our members, where we give them little challenges that are a bit scary, but when they come along and they do it, like if they go to a park run, for example, they realise they're much younger than they think they are. They realise they're so much fitter than they thought they were. They realise they can do more than they thought they could. And that's why getting out your comfort zone is so important, because you either find out you hate the thing and you never want to do it again, or you figure out that you're actually much better at things than you realise. So either way, you're winning, you're not failing there. Even if you do fail, it's still a lesson, and it's still something that will be with you for the rest of your life. But if you don't try, you never know. So I just loved that from Michaela, and I also loved how she kept things simple, and that was what I was kind of wanting to do with our podcast today, is talk about how the simple basics are so overlooked. Like, we are always looking for the next new thing, the next new exciting thing that's going to help you get a job quicker, it's going to help you make more money quicker, it's going to help you become an artist quicker, it's going to help you do things faster. That's all we want all the time, is everything to be tomorrow and everything to happen next week. That we're jumping the gun and we're doing things that are far too advanced for us, then we fail because we can't stick to it. And the basics are the most important things that we need to stick with. And it's like what Michaela was talking about with the tips she gave us last week, such amazing tips. And some people go, oh, well, they're too simple, so they're not going to work. But they do work. And that's what Michaela used. That was the little steps that she would use to help her get things better, to then be able to take the next step into the next action. And the thing is like some people might try those little steps and it doesn't work on the first day, so they give up. Or they try it for a week and it doesn't work, so they give up. But this is when it all comes down to discipline as well. So it's all about the simple steps, and it's about being disciplined. That you try with the simple basics over and over and over again. You will fail, but you keep on going past the failure, and that's when you get to success. You know, so these simple things, they're so easy to do, but they're very easy not to do, and they're very easy to try and skip. And you can't skip the basics. No one can. And that's a big thing for you guys, and that's what I want to kind of throw back to you today and for you to think about, because we have literally got October, November, December. I've kind of counted it as in you have 12 weeks, 12 usable weeks for the rest of this year. And it's like, what's the simple steps that you can make now, the simple basic steps that you can stick with and do over the next 12 weeks to finish this year in a better place? And just knowing yourself, if you were to do these things for the next 12 weeks, like where things would be could be completely different. And that's the power of the simple basics, is if you do them over and over again, even when you don't want to, and you need to be disciplined and you need to push yourself to do it, where would you be by Christmas? Like, that's when you look at the long-term game and you look at it over months and time rather than just a week and expecting that result in a week. It's like, actually, if I did XYZ for 12 weeks, I could actually be there. So how do you figure out what these 3 things are? Because my coaching is very individualised. Everybody's different, and I don't want to just give you, here's these 3 things, go and do them, because your goals are all very different. Even if your goals are fat loss, for example, they're still going to be different for each of you. So I want to throw it back to you, and the best way you can find your 3 simple things that you need to do to achieve your goal is by thinking, like, when have you felt your absolute best? When have you felt so good and on it and operating and seeing success and seeing the results that you want to see? What were you doing differently then that you're not doing now? And I'm going to give you some examples. So back when you felt your absolute best, maybe you weren't pressing snooze anymore. Now, this is something I can be guilty of as well. Is I sometimes can press snooze when I'm tired, you know, and maybe I've not got something straight o'clock at 9 o'clock that doesn't push me out of bed, that I can be a wee bit lazy. It happens. You're not going to be perfect at this. But maybe it's just owning up that maybe, yeah, you have been pressing snooze more. Maybe you've not been leaving your gym stuff, taking your gym stuff to work. So then you're coming home and you're sitting on the sofa and you're having a tea. Then you have your tea and you go, oh, I can't bother going to the gym now. You're all cosy. It's cold outside. It's dark outside. I just want to stay home. Maybe because it's getting dark outside, you've stopped hitting your steps. And just little simple things that, like, we're forgetting and not doing. And again, these simple basics work, and they got you feeling amazing back then, and we're not doing them. So I'm here to, like, get you, like, really thinking now, what am I not doing? And I don't want you to pick more than 3. Just pick 3 things, okay? But one is the steps, because it is getting darker, it is getting wetter. And what we see is, like, when people are going to the gym, they're trying to find the nearest spot to the gym. Or maybe when you're going to work, you're trying to find the nearest spot at the train station so you don't get wet. Maybe you're not going out for lunch because it's raining. Maybe you're coming home and it's dark, so you're not walking. Maybe you could go to a treadmill and walk because it's wet and it's dark. Maybe you could do that at lunchtime. Okay, it's really looking like for your food. Like, are we starting to not do our food shop for the week and we're grabbing every day at the shops? Oh my God, that must be so expensive, for one. And 2, you must be picking up a load of crap because there's so much rubbish in the shops that you do not need that you are picking up. So have a little think, like, what's the things you're not doing right now that was making you absolutely boss it earlier this year? Because it's normal to have really good months, slow months, pushing months, slow months. And I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, like, I love this time of year. You can really come back into yourself. Like, summer was busy, I know it was. But now it's like October, November, December. What's the 3 things you need to level back up with and absolutely boss and prioritise over these next 12 weeks? And it's also making sure they're doable, okay? Like, your life might be a wee bit different from what it was when you were bossing it. But what's some wee simple things you were doing that were making you feel really bloody good? One thing for me, so I last week was like during my period and I was honestly so tired and I did not want to train. And some people are like, oh my god, like, you don't get motivated. I'm like, no, I'm never motivated. I am some days, but majority of the time I'm not. I'm just disciplined, and I've just got really good habits and routines that I've built over 10 years. You know, if something's been built over 10 years, they're going to be strong, but I still have weak moments. Like last week, period was due, crap weather outside, and I was just like, I just don't want to train. I can't be bothered. I'm not motivated, like everybody else says, but my gym stuff was at the side of my bed. So it just took away that decision of standing at the cupboard being like, I don't know what to wear. So my gym stuff literally lies beside my bed every night, and I know what I need to put on. Or if I've not got it ready, then I know what I'm wearing the next day. It's all lying there so I can get up and I can get dressed and I can go and get it to the gym and I can get it done. And that's discipline. Yeah, and so many women message me and they're like, I'm not motivated, but I want to be here. It's like, if you're waiting to be motivated, it's not going to happen, guys, and literally you can change so much stuff from just these simple little 3 things that you're going to kind of do over the next 12 weeks for me, okay? And I want to hear from you. If you're a wee bit confused and you're like, oh, actually, I don't know what my 3 things are, message me and we can chat about it, because I genuinely want to help you. I genuinely want to hear what you're struggling with. Don't be scared to message. I'm not going to bite you. I'm not going to try and make you join Lead Her or anything like that. I just genuinely, like Michaela, like, I want to help you guys, and if we can find 3 little simple things you can do, we can just message back and forth, find those 3 simple things, and then you're ready to rock. If you even just want that extra accountability to be like, right, let's go, Leanne, you've kicked my bum, you've called me out of my shit today, I am ready to step it up and just do my simple 3 basics and make sure I absolutely nail them, message me. I'd love to hear them, so I know exactly what you're kind of doing into the rest of the year, and at the rest of the year we can high five and be like, yes, we absolutely did it. And again, it doesn't matter, like, again, you could be like, oh well, what's the point, because Christmas is going to come and I'm going to be backwards anyway. No, you're not. That's a total lie. You know, if anything, you get to enjoy Christmas more because you put in the work and you've been disciplined, and you've been disciplined with the simple basics, okay? Don't get distracted by social media and all these fancy things out there until you nail these basics and get as much results and change and progress with the basics as you possibly can until you upgrade to the next level. Okay, so strip it back. You're possibly making it too complicated, you're too overwhelmed, you're too stimulated. When did you absolutely feel your best? What were you doing differently then that you're not doing now? Okay, let's get them written down, put them in your diary, put them on your fridge, get them planned in every week so that you're now doing these things that you know make you feel amazing. Okay, I hope this has helped. Lovely to speak to you as always, and I'll catch up with you next week.